Welcome to my channel everyone. In this video we are going to talk about Render, TAO, Kaspa and ONDO. Things were exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. So let's just begin with Render. Render did a great job. So far we broke the $3.93 to the upside sustainable. Means here was a nice breakout, here was a nice retest. We also tried to break it to the upside quite often before, but this right here was the clear signal that we broke to the upside. So basically $4.20, 1, 2 in its maximum extension, $4.47 is the target right now and it's ongoing. So long positions, if I have one, I would keep it. If I want to open one, then I would be a bit careful because in my opinion still we can get even up into the maximum extension, or even say nope, $4.20 is going to get the target, and from here get a bigger pullback. And if I want to hold the coins, like buying spot coins, then why should I buy them right here? I can buy them later down below here, or if we are even getting to sell off a lot because we still have fair value gaps to the downside, then we can buy Render far cheaper in the future in my opinion. So what about TAO? So for TAO we have set $355. Yeah, we hit it. I can take it out of the chart. TAO is also looking very good. Target ongoing $3.75 to 386 US dollar. This is the target where I would say, there I would be a bit careful. If we break it to the upside, then yes, $404 is also going to get the next target. So this price movement here I can use with high leverage to snag some percentages to the upside. But like I also said for Render, the push might be even done. So it's even possible that we don't get into its maximum extension of that falling wedge which we had in the past. So this right here is a falling wedge which broke to the upside, got its retest. Might be possible that we don't see the extension of it and we sell off from there. So always keep in mind, just because we have a chart pattern on the chart which directs us into, for example, the 418 US dollar, we shouldn't forget resistance. And this resistance which we have in the purple box, this is here the area where we got support, where we here got support, where we got rejected here, we got rejected here, we got support here, we got rejected there, we got support here, we got support here, we got support here, we got rejected there and there. So basically this box, you can see how often we went into that box and how often the price reacted. We just have to zoom in and you can see it. We came into the box, we got rejected. We came again into the box. Okay, now we broke it to the upside, we got support. Then we came from the upside, we bounced. So basically, also here, we came from the downside again, we got rejected. Those kind of rejections aren't that painful. Yeah, if I'm not in with a 100x leverage, then that's not painful at all. But those kind of rejections where we get into the box, get rejected. From the top to the bottom, minus 15%. What about this one? We got into the box, we got rejected down below here to 302 US dollar. We can just measure it. Should be minus 20%. Yep, minus 20.5%. So those are the painful rejections. So I would be careful in that box. I have showed you why in the past. Whenever we got into that box, we saw some price reaction and a bounce. So with that said, as long as we don't break the 343 US dollar to the downside, everything looks good to me for TAO. If we now look over Kaspa, perfect. Perfect, 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 because the first target got hit, 8.5 cents. We broke it to the upside, we retested it, not perfectly, but 8.8 cents maximum extension right now. We are there. Now we have to see if we are not just going to sell off to get into this huge fair value gap. Everyone is too bullish, trust me. I also looked a bit into TikTok. I looked into X. I looked into Instagram. In Instagram, there are not many crypto guys, but on TikTok and X, there are many people talking about cryptos. Everyone says go long, go long, go long, and I'm like, doing the opposite might be even smarter on the long term. That's why those people, 99% of the people are losing in trading. Those 99% are on TikTok and on X. The 1%, or maybe a bit more, but those kind of people who are always winning, they are not using TikTok or X as for their informations. They have their own tools. They have their own bots, AIs, however tools they have. I actually don't care. I have mine, and this is enough for me at the moment. So 8.8 cents, it got hit. I can take it out of the chart with you together. Now we have to see if we are not just going to get higher prices, 9.4 cents. Bitcoin dominance is also dropping to 57.3 cents. This is a target in my opinion. Afterwards, it pushed to the upside for the Bitcoin dominance, so means Bitcoin is going to outperform the altcoins. As long as the Bitcoin dominance drops, Kaspa can get higher and higher. Kaspa might be also one of the only coins then, which is going to see the 9.4 cents, while Avalanche is, for example, going sideways, while TAO is, for example, going sideways. Kaspa can still push. So keep that in mind. First target got hit. Second target, 9.4 cents in my opinion. This is the most bullish target. And then what I have drew right here, not this one, but this one, can just happen from up there. So let's move on to ONDO. Look where ONDO went. Perfect. We had our bull flag. We broke it to the upside. We broke the $1.05 to the upside, got a retest. Target was first $1.10, but I always had the target $1.13 on the chart. Why that? Because the bull flag, which we got right here, also told me $1.13 is going to get the target. There we also have a resistance. So I can take this one out of the chart. I can take the falling wedge in bright blue out of the chart. We went into the target. $1.10 was the target of that. We went to $1.13. So what now? Chilling and waiting for the $1.13 breaking to the upside. Just because I have bearish, like not bearish chart patterns, but I'm, in my opinion, this is a push, and this can here be the correction. Just because I have this scenario in mind doesn't mean that I'm just going to jump into a short trade. I don't have any kind of chart patterns. I don't have any kind of support breaking to the downside. So this uptrend can still hold longer. We can also break the $1.13 to the upside and have the altcoin season for ONDO already ongoing. So, in my opinion, everything looks good to me. Look into the Bitcoin dominance. Once it hits 57.3%, then I would be a bit careful. Then I would look closely if we are going to push more, because those kind of pushes are not sustainable. We have seen it in the past. When we got that kind of movement, where everyone thought this right here is the beginning of the altcoin season, buy the altcoin XYZ. What happened? Bitcoin outperformed the altcoins again. And the top here is far higher than the top here. So keep that in mind. It can always happen that everyone says, oh, we are in the altcoin season for every single coin. Most people don't even know what the altcoin season is. Believe me. I see so many people on TikTok right now because I did also my research. What is the market thinking? Like the market like the TikTokers, and what kind of I don't want to say trash. Yes, some TikTokers are also good, but what kind of brainwashing they are doing with the people who are watching it. They really think the altcoin season is going to happen simultaneously, like every single coin is going to push simultaneously. That's not how the altcoin season works. And everyone talks about an altcoin season now just because we have this kind of movement. Look into the bigger chart. Look from where we came. From up here. Here nobody talked about an altcoin season. Here it started, but your altcoin still did a lower low. Why? Because Bitcoin sold off. Here everyone talked about the altcoin season. Look what happened afterwards. The top right here is over this one. Let's see if we find something else on the daily time frame maybe. So this one we have talked about. If people see some kind of movements to the downside, like this for example, everyone thinks altcoin season. Everyone thinks altcoin season. Look where the Bitcoin dominance went afterwards. I don't want to take your hope away. But here everyone said the altcoin season is going to happen, and it started, and every shitcoin is going to get to the moon. Look where we went afterwards. And the same can happen here, just because the only difference is that I think we should see the 57.3% get a bounce, sell off more, get another bounce, sell off more, and that's then the end of the altcoin season. So my prediction is here, this is just personal speculation, 42.8%. I think there is the end of the altcoin season. Once the Bitcoin dominance hits this level, end of the altcoin season, in my opinion. So basically, with that said, don't get into FOMO. Don't look into TikTokers who don't even trade themselves, I would say. I don't even think that most of them are trading. They just want to generate clicks and videos over 1 minute so they can earn money off it. Do your own research. Look what happened in the past. The past is projecting the future. If you are following me longer on my channel, then I proved you that quite often that, for example, a resistance trend line. Let's go into the 4-hour chart. This should be enough, yeah. So in the past, we bounced a few times at $1.13. Here also $1.13. Close to $1.13. If I make it longer, right here, perfect. $1.13, we bounced. Then we finally broke it to the upside, got back to $1.13. Bounced here. We came here from the upside again to, say it, $1.13. Bounce. The past is showing us the future, in my opinion. Where are we right now? Where did we get rejected? $1.13. Right here. And we sold off. For sure, we can break it to the upside. It happened in the past as well. And then we get the push, like we have seen in the past, where we finally broke here the $1.13 to the upside, got back to that level, and the push happened. So, do your own research, look into the chart. If you never have seen a chart, Don't look into the charts which you see on Revolut, which you can see on your bank, which you can see like if you're from Germany, Trade Republic, for example. Don't look into those kind of charts. The charts from exchanges like Binance, Bitget, mexc, they are far better, because there you can also see wicks. So if you compare this kind, you can just look, you can't see the day. It was the 3rd February 25. Can I write you that? So here, 03 Feb 2025. This was the red wick right here. The wick went into 90.4 cents. There was the lowest price for ONDO. Look into your bank, Revolut, Trade Republic, I don't know where. Look where the price went there. You might just see the price going there right here. Maybe. So the charts are far better on the crypto exchanges. And the best charts, in my opinion, you get from TradingView. Why that? Because you can draw into them and you can switch. For example, if I don't want to see the chart on mexc, for example, then I can use ONDO USDT and I can just decide, hey, I'm trading, for example, on Bitget, then I just use the Bitget chart. Oh, I'm trading on Binance, then I use the Binance chart. Oh, OKX is also here, Poloniex is also here, mexc also here. So I can switch the charts, and there I have a more accurate analysis, because Binance doesn't have the same prices like ONDO. Yeah, there's always a very small difference between them. So keep that in mind. Don't get fooled by any kind of TikTokers who just want to earn money with the current news. I personally think that yes, rate cuts are possible with a very high chance. If we see a 0.25% rate cut, then I think it's not going to be positive. I still think the market can sell off of it, because we already price it in. For that, I would give you a tool. The tool is called Fed Watch Tool. So if we look into the Fed Watch Tool, it's loading. Then you can see in 4 days there is an FOMC meeting where the rates are going to get published. And here you can see the possibility. So the market even thinks with the 3.6% possibility we are going to see even if 0.5% rate cut. 96.4% thinks that we are going to see a 0.25% rate cut. So there is a 100% chance, not chance, there is a 100% forecast that we are going to see a rate cut. If the right side, so the 0.25% is going to happen, it's already priced in. The market already thinks with a 96.4% chance we are going to see a 0.25% rate cut. The real push is going to happen once we get the 0.6%. Imagine you are in the casino and you are playing roulette. Where are you going to get the most money? Yes, if you bet on 0, for example, or on a specific number. Why? Because the chance there is even, I think, 3.6%. I'm not sure about this, but it might be even possible. You bet this, and there you make the most money. If you bet on black and red at the same time, then you are not going to make money, for sure. This is what this is going to say. 96.4% win rate if 0.25% is going to be the rate cut. It's like going into the casino playing roulette, black and red at the same time, hoping to win, but it's not going to happen. If the rates are really getting cut by 0.25%, nothing should happen. I even think we are going to sell off. And keep in mind, there's always a chance that we are not going to see any kind of rate cuts. Who knows what Jerome Powell and his team is discussing behind doors. Inflation rate looks good right now, but who knows what they are talking about. Maybe they say, maybe next time. Then the market is going to sell off a lot. And then you can see a crash like 30-40% within one day. Possible, but I personally doubt it. I think 0.25% is realistic, but the real push is here at 0.5% rate cut. So this was a bit longer. I actually didn't want to do that kind of long update here. I wanted to give you some informations, so you don't get fooled of some people on YouTube, or most likely YouTube is even the better platform, TikTok and X. I'm not using it. Like, there is a lot of nonsense. So with that said, we see each other tomorrow.